So the year is 2024, and I've decided to revisit a game that I haven't played in years. A game that's still fairly popular, but a game that may have some competition this year. This is Hunt Showdown. So to give you the basics of the game, Hunt Showdown is a high-stakes tactical PvPvE first-person shooter. You're a bounty hunter set in the 19th century, tasked to track down your bounties, whilst taking on or avoiding AI monsters and fellow hunters. At the time of this recording, the player count is just shy of 11,000, with its 24-hour peak being 21.4k. Now this does not include all players across everything and might not be 100% accurate, but it's a reliable source. Thank you to all the comments, in particular this one. I'm going to do exactly what he said, well, kinda. So let me address something. My latest video was also on this game, and just like what most of you were saying, very minimal research was done. It was kind of just a, well, thrown together video, you could say. If you don't believe me, sure, go watch it yourself and let me know what you think. I'm also aware now that the community behind Hunt Showdown is quite large and strong with their game, which isn't a bad thing, because with that video I amassed a significant amount of, let's say, dislikes, and well, of course, comments. So for everyone plus those who have watched the previous one, this should definitely be better. I promise. First, let's look at the player count. This is a graph of the last 6 months. Now, at first, it doesn't look bad, and actually, well, it isn't bad at all. There seems to be a very noticeable pattern to which soon, if the pattern continues, it should jump up to the low 40s, high 30,000s of players. When trying to actually see the reason behind the peaks, it was a bit strange. The one on the far left has a date of October the 2nd. And around that time, nothing major was released. But we did have the roadmap released a couple days before it, well, several days before it, being the 30th of September, and on the 4th you had the closest major update. So I can't find a real explanation for that peak. There was also a live stream on the next major update, but I wouldn't expect that to make a huge impact on the player count. Looking over to the second peak, it was a bit easier to explain. The date of which is the 11th of December, which totally by no relevance to the major update has to do with it at all. Now this is what I would say was the main reason and probably the only reason behind the peak. Now the biggest problem I'm seeing here is when is the next peak? Now we haven't had a major update over a month, so we could see one soon, but you know, nothing too certain. Now for a game to hold the amount of plays this does, it is impressive, and to do so for so long is even crazier. Now if we look at the lifetime, it is pretty darn impressive. As with your usual dips here and there, overall it's increased tremendously. This might also be the year they set an all-time peak, as according to many of you and the actual research done, there are many things planned to come out this year, some in particular that could have a large effect on the player count. If we narrow the frame time down to about 3 years, we can see that it's kind of stayed around the same player count, with a small increase here or there. Nonetheless, it is a very impressive player count to be averaging, as compared to many games that struggle to hold these type of numbers. The other concerning thing is the large decline of players over the last 2 months. Let's see if any of the upcoming updates can support this. Now I'm not saying the game will trickle down or tomorrow just fall off the planet, though this year there is a decent selection of extraction shooters which at least one of them will compete directly with Hunt. Not to say Hunt will lose, as new games may be coming out, but Hunt has also got some big plans for this year, with the most ambitious one being upgrading their engine. Now there are many things planned to come out in the next 12 months, and if you haven't already seen it, the latest roadmap video is brilliant. And I'll make sure to put a link in the description below. Granted, the roadmap did come out 4 months ago, but it is still relevant, with specific things being the engine upgrade, bringing a 4th map, and officially launches on the newest consoles, and also the end of support on the last gen consoles. With the upgrade of the engine, we'll obviously see an overall and general graphics, plus the UI. But with all of that, the minimum requirements for the game to be run will be lifted. Not a ridiculous level, but higher than before. What's great is the plans for the new stuff is going to be really early this year, so we might see it sooner than later. And potentially, or hopefully, a new roadmap as well. In terms of Hunt's competitor, I think a game called Beautiful Light, which is planned to come out this year on PC, will be the closest extraction shooter to Hunt. They share some overall similarities in general gameplay. You have anomalies in Beautiful Light like the monsters in Hunt Showdown. You have to find and extract an artifact similar to bounties, and obviously it is a PvPvE first-person shooter as well. Along with Beautiful Light, you also have bigger titles like Grey Zone Warfare coming this year, plus Arc Raiders as well, being released by the same people who did the finals. Though let's not forget, competition is a good thing, and like most people have said, Hunt is in its own kind of lane, or a subcategory of extraction shooters. Hunt Showdown is a fairly unique game, and offers a type of gameplay that not many other extraction shooters offers, With its 19th century theme, you have a slower gunfights and gameplay, which is completely different to say like DMZ or Tarkov, which are modern day higher fire rate weapons that offer a different type of gameplay, generally more fast paced. I just think this year we have to look out for Hunt, as I know it has made a name for itself and is also backed by a strong community with an incredible development team, and as the years have gone on, the game has gotten better and better, but more and more games are being released as well. Will what Hunt has planned be enough to keep the game going, or will we see it slow down? Will there be a game to knock it off its podium? Only one way to find out. That's all I have for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace.